You've weaponized Baby Groot. And welcome to Online Code Coaching. My name is Leighton Mitchell, and I'm here with two of my students live. We're actually in a class right now. Joining with me is two brothers. I got Blake. What's up, Blake? Say hello to the camera. With a thumbs up. And we got Brett as well.
Hello.
These are veteran coders, and now we're doing an art class. So through some voting, we decided to draw Baby Groot. So the challenge for you and the challenge for Blake and Brett here is to grab a piece of paper and just draw this. I'm not going to give you any instructions on how to. And I want you to just draw this Baby Groot here. Just look at my screen and draw what you see here in front of you. After you've drawn it, I want to take a look at it, and then I'm going to have you draw it again a second time. But the second time around, I'm going to show you some tricks, show you some tips, and we'll see if the second drawing would be better than what you did on your own. And hopefully it is, because that would mean that I know a thing or two, and I'm not a failure. But we'll see. We'll see. It's still early. And you at home, if you're checking out this video at any time, go ahead and try drawing this. And through the magic of editing, I'll probably cut this video and bring us back once Blake and Brett is done their drawing. But for you will have to just pause the video. At any time right here, just interrupt me and pause the video, draw yours, and then come back. You've weaponized Baby Groot. What is that, a pizza?
It's an axe.
It's oh, his hand turned into an axe. Blake, can we see yours? Awesome, look at that. Everyone did such a good job. Really, really great. Very proud, very proud. Very, very proud indeed. I think we all did pretty amazing. Alright, so a couple of things you want to look at when we're drawing this, okay? There's a certain thing you got to do when you're drawing to make your drawing look a lot more like what you're drawing. Look like the reference that you're trying to draw from. So like right in this area here, I'm gonna try to draw this Baby Groot again. And you can follow along with me with a clean sheet of paper and little tips and techniques I'm gonna show you. These techniques are nothing advanced. You won't need any help to do them. These are all simple techniques for kids just like yourself, just like Blake and Brett, who is following me along. Okay, so first thing we like to do is identify a couple of shapes and proportion. That's important. If you were to look at the size of his head, you could say the size of his head is about this big. His body about this big, and then the plant cup that he's in, the little flower pot that he's in, is about this big. Okay, so his head is the biggest part. The cup that he's in is a little bit smaller, and then his body is the tiniest part of him. So you remember those proportions. You don't want to have something where the body, right? Like let's say the head, the body is the same size, and then maybe the cup is smaller. That wouldn't be what you see. So it's important to kind of like look carefully at what you see and draw that. Don't draw what you think you see, but actually what you see. Next thing is also to be able to come up with these, to be able to come up with these lines properly, is look at the simple things that you can draw. You know how to draw a circle. Yeah. You know how to draw a heart. You know how to draw an X. These are simple things you can draw. Do you see any of those shapes in here? So first thing that comes to me when I look at his head is I see one of those like wine glasses. You know what I'm talking about? Like one of these how they go? These you guys know what I'm talking about? These little like wine glasses.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to me is this is the shape of his head. So, that is not a bad thing to use in your drawing, is to kind of like make those references, make those connections to things you know how to draw. I'm going to start from his head and look at how I'm going to do it. I'm going to draw that wine glass shape, and I notice that his head is not straight like this, right? His head is actually a little bit off to the side. So that's some important details to look at. So keep that in mind when you do yours. So I'm going to draw the same big U, but I'm not going to make it too big. I'm going to try to follow what I see here. So this is the step that I'm doing right here, right now. That's what I'm about to do. Right? So I'm going to do it right here. Just a U, but slightly tilted. See that? Just a U. If it doesn't come out nice, go ahead and put some more strokes to it. Okay? There's my U. Right now for the top, I'm just going to leave the top open. Okay? Now if you want to go ahead and follow along, go ahead and make your U. Mine is slightly tilted off to the side. You can see just slightly tilted off. It's not straight. If I was to make a straight line, this would be a straight line. You can see that it's tilted off to the side. There's more this way than there is that way. Okay? Next thing is the center of his face. I'm going to use a blue line for this, but you can see that the center of his face is about like so. So that middle line, maybe I use a green for this. Right? This middle line is basically the direction he's facing. So we can go ahead and make that in our drawing. Where's the center of this going across? About like so. So just go ahead and make this line. Don't put too much pressure on your pencil. Just a little bit, because you will erase this later. And then, keeping the same ratio, for example, the space from here to here is larger than the space from here to this side. Okay? So let's do that over here again, really lightly on your pencil. You just kind of make that same center line that goes down. And I have more on this side, less on this side. Okay? Now, this will make it easy for me to get the ratio of how big his eyes are compared to his head as a whole. So I need to fit an eye on the center of this line that goes across, inside here, about maybe so, maybe that big, and on this side, same. So I think I want to get a little bit bigger. So I don't erase, I just add more line. And then I'm going to color it in. Just like that. I'll do the same over here. Just like that. I try to make it about the same size. So I'll go ahead and try to make this a little bit bigger. Little bit bigger, just like so. Alright. And I'm satisfied with that. Okay? Next, the smiley face. Super simple. Just like a little half U. And then two little things at the end of it. So just make a nice little smile. Somewhere between the face and this area right here. Okay? Between the eyes. This area right here. So I'll go ahead and draw that smile. Look at that smile. And the little thing just right here and right here. And that's it. That is it for his head. At this point, you can start making some lines to kind of like bring out the details in the wood. And also, just ever so slightly with your eraser, you can erase the little center line that we use to help us find the spot. So I'll just do a little something here, like so. Just because he's a plant, it's very sticky. Okay. Yeah, we do one thing first. Okay. For the top, you don't have to be precise. For the top, it's just very kind of like wood chip. So you can create your own little pattern if you want, right? Kind of just some up, some down, right? Some goes across, over, you know what I mean? Just a little something here. You feel free to create your own little pattern until you've reached all the way to the other side, like so. Now what really makes the eye pop is reflection. I'm telling you, if you've ever drawn an eyeball, or if you're having issues with your eyeballs, drawing eyes, just remember reflection. Okay, so I'm just going to darken up some little bit more areas of the eye. Just go ahead and press down a little harder now with your pencil as you're coloring the black. And then you can just get either a white color, or your eraser, and just make sure you have a nice little point. Sometimes if you have a parent nearby and you have like a block eraser, you can just find a corner. But if it's not a block eraser, some tricks are to get a parent, of course, and maybe just cut it, and then you have a point somewhere on any of those edges, and you just come right in here and just pick one little spot and just erase, erase, erase until that light comes through, and just make a little circle on both ends. And what did not look so awesome now looks pretty awesome just with the reflection. And look at that, a cute little Baby Groot's face. Okay, cute little Baby Groot's face. Take your time and get to this spot. Remember, this is the video, and YouTube has this cool little future, cool little future where you can actually slow down the video or pause. It's important to remember that. I might go too fast, but that's because I remember that it's a video, and I want you to remember that too. You can pause it. You can pause, you can go back, forward, you know, just make sure that you get it. So don't worry about, you know, trying to keep up. Don't try to keep up. Make sure that you're watching it at the pace where you don't have to try to keep up, but you just pause it. If I'm going to hit pause, stop me, rewind me, go back, you know, get it. So this is what I have so far. I'm not adding in any like subtle details or anything. We can really put details in this to make it pop even better, but we're doing the kids drawing. It's a very basic here. That's what I have so far. You can see that my head is actually maybe tilted a little bit more than the original, the first drawing. But we'll go from there. It's fine. Excellent job. I can see Brett posted showing his there. Look at that. That's amazing. Blake, hopefully you're still there following along. We're going to continue. Now with the body, we don't want the body to be too small. Definitely don't want it to be too big. But we know it's almost about half the size of the head. Almost about half. But first thing we can look at is distance. Again, now I use a red color for this to kind of show you distance from the head where it starts down to where the body is. Look at this distance. Not a lot. So we can actually start by just making maybe a little line and visually seeing that distance. See that distance? That's all the body takes up is maybe just this amount from where the head starts to where the bowl is. So with that distance now, we can understand the body can be almost like a little oval, like a little egg. So you could just draw you could just draw a little egg to represent it for now. Very light on your pencil when you're doing these, because these are the things you will erase. These are helping you get the lines the way you want to get them, because you're not a robot. You're not expected to just make the perfect lines. Okay, so
I'm not talking anymore. Go.
let me just say that again, because I'm probably gonna have to cut that part out. You're not expected to make the perfect lines. You're not a robot. So it's just, help yourself to get the lines, to make it easier on your hand to make those lines. So if we just draw a little egg right here, that's about the same size of his body. You can see my egg right here is about the same size of his body. If I come up here and I draw that same egg, look at that. Right? It's about the size of his body. So I do the same thing here. And then after that, we can start adding in an arm or something. Add an arm here. I think the arm kind of just extend out. Not too much. And then, little, and it comes down to his body. Done deal. Next arm comes out here. A little bit longer, looks like. I can see like a thumb go up, little small little baby thumb. And then the rest of it is kind of like little fingers. And then that too, comes back a little bit down onto his body. Now the rest of his body down here, it comes down and it kind of goes in to the plant, and then over here, or into the soil, it goes into the soil as well. And then after that, I can erase the extra stuff that we didn't need. Right? Just like so. Right? That's that. That is that. We're going to look at a little trick when it comes to perspective. Just get rid of some of these lines over here now. We're going to look at a trick when it comes to perspective with the flower pot that he's in. Now, I could just do like a quick little straight line, like so, and start building a flower pot. No, sir. You don't want to do that. What you got to remember is perspective, the pot is round. So by this part here having this roundness to it, it makes it, gives us that perspective that it is three-dimensional, and it actually is round. So you got to make that round line. So my line will have a small little roundness. Look at it. Roundness to it. It's not a big pot, so just something like that. And then from behind him, the other side comes and meet up. From both sides comes from behind him and meets up. That is that. Easy, right? So far, so good. Pause the video again if you need to take your time on this part. Small little lines so far. Now with the pot, you're just gonna as you bring it down, you're also bringing it that way. Okay? Down and that way together. So watch, it comes down and goes in that way. Then I'm satisfied with that length. I can then, again, the bottom, slightly round. See? A slight roundness to it. Very slight, guys. Don't over dramatic. Be too over dramatic on the line here. Slightly round. Well, that was it. It was a very fast and simple video. Just showing you a little bit here on how to train your eyes just a little bit to see exactly what you're drawing. A lot of times we will kind of like see it, but yet we're drawing mainly from what we think we see and not the exact line. You got to look at spaces, you got to look at size, you got to look at the space between things that you're not drawing as well.
and look for those shapes. Those are definitely things you want to do. Look for those shapes. Right now I'm just adding some shadows to this, but we are done. If you're also done, I will have a link to the Discord OCC online code coach and Discord in the description. So feel free to hop in there and post your drawing if possible.
And Blake holds up a sign that says, subscribe. Well, you heard it from him, folks. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch you in the next one.